NFPA 70E Training, Module 6, Energized Work Permits, EEWP. Welcome to the NFPA 70E Electrical Safety Training, brought to you by Elevate and Escape Safety Consulting, the crucial role of Energized Work Permits. In this pivotal segment of your NFPA 70E Electrical Safety Training, we will delve into the cornerstone of electrical safety, Energized Work Permits, EEWPs. These permits play a crucial role in determining when and how to work on energized equipment, outlining the necessary authorizations and meticulous procedures required for their safe and effective completion. NFPA 70E Guidance: the priority of de-energization. As per the NFPA 70E standard, live electrical work should be treated as an exception, not the norm. The highest priority must be to fully de-energize, test, and lock out any equipment before commencing work whenever it is feasible. However, there are exceptionally narrow circumstances where energized work may be authorized. Life-saving operations. When de-energizing equipment, it can present a significant hazard to human life or critical systems, such as life support equipment in critical care settings. Operational necessity. When powering down the equipment is impractical due to the need for continuous facility operations that involve diagnostics, troubleshooting, or testing that cannot be performed safely while the equipment is offline. Explicit written authorization. In cases where there is a valid necessity, energized work requires written consent from a qualified authority, ensuring due diligence and accountability. Understanding Energized Electrical Work Permits, EEWP. An Energized Work Permit is a vital formal document that encapsulates several critical details, including rationale for work, a clear justification for undertaking energized work, considering potential risks. Hazard analysis. A thorough evaluation of the hazards associated with the tasks, including shock and arc flash risks, provides insight into the potential consequences. Protective measures. Detailed descriptions of the safety protocols and protective measures that will be implemented to shield personnel from identified hazards. Authorized personnel. The names and titles of those who have the authority to approve the energized work. Task execution. Team. Identification of the specific individuals designated to carry out the work under the permit. Emergency response plan. A targeted emergency plan that outlines the procedures and resources available in case of an incident, tailored to the specific nature of the work. Steps to complete the energized work permit. To ensure that an energized work permit is comprehensive and compliant with safety regulations, follow these essential steps. 1. Justify the work. Provide a detailed account delineating the reasons why de-energization cannot be feasibly executed, supported by evidence or specific operational constraints. 2. Conduct a thorough risk assessment. Engage in an in-depth analysis to identify potential shock and arc flash hazards, as well as other related risks that may occur during the task, including evaluating environmental conditions. 3. Determine boundaries and PPE requirements. Utilize NFPA 70E tables or perform energy level calculations to explicitly define safe working boundaries and specify the appropriate personal protective equipment, PPE, required, including ratings and types. 4. Identify qualified personnel. Ensure that only trained and authorized personnel are allowed access to the energized work zone, verifying that their qualifications meet regulatory standards. 5. Specify required tools and procedures. List all insulated tools, testing devices, and specific written procedures that must be followed during the operation, emphasizing the importance of adhering to the manufacturer's instructions and industry best practices. 6. Detail the emergency plan. Clearly outline the locations of emergency equipment, such as automated external defibrillators, AEDs, and identify personnel trained in CPR and first aid who will be present on site during the energized work. Before any work begins, it is crucial to ensure that all necessary signatures are obtained from both the supervisor and the on-site electrical safety authority. This signifies that all safety protocols have been reviewed and agreed upon, providing a final check before work commences. Approval process for energized work. Authorization for conducting energized work necessitates the agreement of both a qualified supervisor and the on-site electrical safety authority. This decision should be made collaboratively, with due consideration given to alternative solutions. In situations where there is pressure to proceed with energized work without appropriate permits, workers have the unequivocal right and responsibility to halt operations. This empowerment and responsibility should make the audience feel more engaged and committed to safety. Safety must always take precedence for every individual involved in the project. Documentation and record keeping. All energized work permits must be signed and finalized, completed and signed before any work activity can commence, ensuring complete accountability. Reviewed on site. Discussed and reviewed by all personnel who may be affected by the work being performed, reinforcing a culture of safety and awareness. Retained for audits. Kept within safety records for future audits and evaluations, serving as a reference for compliance and process improvements. Utilized as learning tools. Used to enhance planning and preventative measures for future jobs, ensuring continual learning and development in safety practices. Energized work should consistently be governed by a mentality that treats it as an exception, not a standard. Should such work be deemed necessary, it must be meticulously planned, permitted, and executed with comprehensive safety measures firmly in place. This meticulous planning and execution should instill a sense of security and confidence in the personnel, knowing that their safety is a top priority. The protection and safety of personnel are imperatives that must never be compromised, and any deviation from established procedures is unequivocally unacceptable. In the concluding module, we will summarize the key concepts discussed throughout this training and guide you through the quiz and certification process, verifying your understanding and readiness to implement these safety measures effectively. This training was brought to you by Elevate and Escape Safety Consulting. Elevate Safety, Escape Failure. Next module, Final Quiz and Completion Certificate, Module 7.